right, we're going to go ahead and look at this guy right here. Again, these are two things that we need to know. I is really equal to square root of -1, and I squared is really equal to -1. So first of all, it says that I'm supposed to square this. So I'm supposed to say 2i times 2i times -5i. So I have a 2 times 2 times -5, which is -20. I have I times I, which is I squared. Now, I could have said I cubed, but anytime I have an I squared, I want to recall it and say that it's really a -1, rename it. So I now have a -20 times a -1, and then I still have this I there. Again, I could put them all together, but I'm going to have to separate them anyhow. So every time you see a little I squareds together, you rename them as -1. So here we have -20 times -1, which is +20. And then we have an I. I'm going to go ahead and do these two as well so we can kind of see how they're all working. So you see I have an I squared here. I also want to have this as I squared and I squared. So this is a total of 6 of them, which you could have done. You do not multiply those together. That's not the rule. But each of these guys is equal to a -1. So I have a negative, 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 making the whole thing a negative. And then it's just 1 times itself a whole bunch of times. So my answer is -1. A lot of people mess this up today in my class. I'm not sure why, but if you rewrite it, it should help you get on the right track. This is saying -3 times -3 times -3, which is -27. We have an I squared, and then we also have an I. Remember, I squared is equal to -1. So these two guys multiplying together leaves us with +27. And then we still have this little I there. So we have an I as our answer. So that would be it. So again, you did need to make sure that you multiplied all your -3's together, and then each time you have an I squareds, you rename them as the -1s.